Geez, what's going on? It's time for another episode of the rebooted, just like Full House, just like Alf. Alf is coming back.
Murphy Brown is back,
Brown is back.
That cast is like 83 years old. They're going to have her out in fucking Kuwait. I'm here on the front lines.
Is it actual Murphy Brown or is it Murphy Brown Jr.? Like, is it her daughter or her...
It's the whole cast.
This is Uninformed, by the way.
Uninformed.
No reading, no research, just strong opinions.
It's the whole cast. It's Murphy Brown.
Okay.
It's the old sports guy that was like the pervert. You know, that was like the office pervert.
Yeah.
They got Miles back, the original boss.
Really?
From before Lily Tomlin came in. Yeah, and I think even that old guy that wore the ascots is back. But then there's young people too.
They go on IMDb and they just, how many of them are still alive? And then they decide if they're going to do the original cast or if it's going to be their kids. Is it because they're out of ideas? Or would you say that it's just because, let's talk the industry. I don't want to talk about, I think we already talked about this, Joe, on another Uninformed. By the way, we're joined by the lovely Nia.
Oh, hello, everyone.
That everybody knows from the Monday morning podcast and the Thursday afternoon just before Friday podcast.
It is I.
And the
your favorite comics wife.
The never released underground podcast. Bitch, please.
Yes, the never released. I know. I really have no excuse for not getting that podcast off the ground. You know what my excuse is actually? Is that I felt sort of, there's already a million podcasts. You have this big one. And I think I got sort of intimidated by adding to the noise of podcast. I'm just what am I going to say that's different? I didn't have any confidence.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you overthunk it.
Probably. I should have just did it and just let it be what it is.
That's Joe DeRosa's whole career.
It's just doing it.
Just doing it. Nobody
Joe
cares.
Can't go on stage with pasties.
But no, I did. I got a little insecure. And I was I don't have anything decent enough to say. What am I going to talk about every week? I just got all in my head about it.
But that's just you not being. All you got to do is a passion project. Mm-hmm. That's funny because I met
Joe. I've never wanted to throw a fucking glass at your head more than when all you have to do is do a passion.
Yeah, if you talk about what you're interested in, it could be. It doesn't matter how esoteric it is. It could just be. You could be I want to talk about all the different almonds.
Joe's
I'm obsessed with almonds.
Right. Yeah.
And if that's what you're into, a group, there will be a group of people that are I fucking love almonds. Finally. Yeah. But the problem is when you go too broad with it, you go, well, I'm just going to do a thing. I'm going to interview people, the thing that everybody's doing. Then that's when you're I don't know. What needs to be said here?
That's
do
true.
something you care about.
Okay.
Do
what needs to be said right now
a mom
is
podcast?
shut
I should, right?
your fucking trap.
I find Joe's words very encouraging. And thank you, Joe, for saying that to me instead of, just trying to make a joke out of everything because that's just how you handle life.
People say that...
Shot fired.
People go, because I'm a 41-year-old bachelor, I'm probably a douche. I don't have any feelings.
Joe, 41's the new 38.
Dude, I'm the softest of all my friends, man. I'm an emotional guy.
You're very emotional.
Yeah. I know you think it. I can see it in your evil eyes, Bill.
No, I don't, Joe.
Look at Bill glaring at you. Why are you glaring at him like that? You get so upset when Joe shows any signs of vulnerability. It just bothers you so much. Why is that?
Because I know who the man is. Joe right now he's just, this is just Joe talking. Anybody can sit here and say how sensitive they are. But the man does not demonstrate it.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Joe, nobody does the Irish goodbye like you. Landlords, managers, agents, friends. Joe, you walk away like Bill Bixby. You just walk. He comes in all fucking warmth and pillows and rainbows and shit, and then all of a sudden it's where did Joe go?
I'll give you it with managers. I can't argue that one. I'm like Elizabeth Taylor. I'm on my seventh manager.
Joe, you've had them all.
You don't chase them, you replace them. Here's my question about the Irish goodbye, though, because I've never done it. There really does seem to be a freedom in just leaving. and not saying goodbye. I always feel like I have to say goodbye to everybody and hugs, and it always adds another 20 minutes onto it. It's ridiculous.
I'd say 30.
But I feel like it's
30 minutes.
But I feel like it's rude to just leave and not say goodbye. You know what I mean?
I'm bad at it. I'm not great at an Irish goodbye at a party, but I do envy it too because people, they're just out the door. They're like, yeah, dude, everybody knows I love them. I don't got to hug everybody. I'm gone.
That's true.
Because they're like, I got somewhere else to go. I don't feel like doing this. Because then people start doing, come on, stay. And I'm one of those people that does, come on,
you are that person when it's time to leave. You're like, what are you doing? Come on, take a shot.
Takes
sit
me
down.
back to my point. He's not this lovable, wonderful person. Joe is using you. He's lonely, and he wants you to stay out with him until he's ready to pass out so he doesn't go home to this empty fucking place.
With a dog,
Jesus, that got dark. I'm sorry.
With a dog staring at me like, this is all you got?
I sympathize with him.
No, but you got a dog, so now it's not as bad.
I sympathize with him, though.
All right, let's get on topic here.
Okay.
Well, let's also, too, we just real quick before we forget, talk about this is the new format of the show, right? Mm-hmm. It's Bill and I don't know anything. We talked about bringing experts in like we did last time.
Nia doesn't know shit either, and I plan to expose that on every episode.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
So we talked about having Nia come on as the voice of reason between two morons.
Joe, she married me.
Yeah,
I clearly have no reason.
And also, Nia was on the very first episode of Uninformed that we ever did, and kind of played this role. So we're taking it back to the roots, but it's also a kind of a new format. So
but can we talk about, like, do I have to be like come on, you guys, like, be nice? Because I'm not really here for that. That's annoying. I don't want to be that person.
No, it's like when we argue in bars and you go, well, Bill, you got a point, but Joe, you sound stupid right now. And Joe, that's actually a good, like you just did, where you're like, right. I like that Joe empathized with me.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to get ganged up on this one, but I'm ready for it.
Bill, you've been asking for a fucking ass kicking.
Oh my God, seriously.
You know what? Fuck the both of you. What's the topic?
The topic, I believe, today is social media and does it need to be done away with? Which I never thought it was okay to begin with. But I always...
What are you talking about, Joe? You jumped on it like a fucking horsey in a stiff collar. You were all over it. Facebook, Friendster, Trickster, whatever the fuck they had.
Never on Friendster.
You were on Trickster.
Left Twitter.
That was a man horse site, Joe. I will middle at your club and blow the manager. I remember that. That's how you started building your following.
When did you leave Twitter, Joe?
I left Twitter about a month ago when it was right after the James...
Talk about an Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
No one's even know you left, you bum.
Yeah, I know. Well, nobody cares. But does anybody care?
Stop the presses. Joe DeRosa left Twitter. Did the stock plummet that day, Joe?
This is when I left. It was after James Gunn got in trouble for the old tweets. And I was like, oh, that's fucked up. And then all my friends were deleting tweets because they were scared that people were going to go through their shit. Mm-hmm. And then I saw a story on movieweb.com and it said Rian Johnson, Star Wars director, deleted 20,000 tweets last night. What's that all about? And I sent a text to my buddy, and I go, they're now clocking people that are deleting. They're now looking at people deleting and wondering why they're... I'm like, I'm fucking done with this.
I want to know, who are the people that are just out there trying to get people in trouble? Like the way that you were fucking raised. You know what I mean? That you just sit there running around telling on people, even when there's nothing there. I could see if there was literally something there.
Pathetic.
But now they're just trying to get people in trouble. Like, he said this, but didn't he mean that?
Well, it's fringe. It's the fringe. It's the extreme left and the extreme right, and this is how they're fighting right now.
No, I have a friend who's really amazing on Twitter. She's like a great Twitter person, and she actively goes back and deletes old tweets. And I was like, why do you do that? And she's like, because I don't need people digging around trying to like pull things out of context and make things what they're not. So she's like, I go back and I delete all the time. So she's like, it's just like she's like, it's annoying, but it's like a self-preservation thing.
There's no sense of humor with any, like when there was that big argument, when everybody got mad at Eliza Schlesinger for saying female comics should stop talking so much about their vaginas. Mm-hmm. I went on and I meant it as a joke. I go, I hate female comics, but I love their pussies. I don't know where I stand in this argument.
Right.
And then I deleted it. And female comics that I liked retweeted it. They thought it was funny, but I deleted it. I was like, I don't need somebody going back and one day trying to use this against me.
They absolutely would.
Yeah.
So the thing is, as annoying as it is, it was probably, I mean, you talked about it, so it's like now it's out there forever.
I honestly
But
never
it's
think
good
about
I
any
feel like
of that shit.
That you did
You
that.
don't?
I don't remember anything that I've tweeted.
Perhaps
really?
you see, but I don't think you tweet anything that, I don't know. Perhaps you need to go back through your archives.
Do I need to get more edgy on Twitter, so I need to leave it?
I've deleted a couple things. Just because I just think about it. I'm just like, you know what? Let me just...
But the topic at hand today is the question of why...
Social media.
Is it bad or is it good? I'm at a point where I go, we clearly can't handle this responsibility. People just can't handle it. We don't use.
Don't lump me in with these animals. I'm handling it perfectly. I fucking hype my shit. I go on there. I try to make people laugh, remind them that I am in the world, and hopefully they'll come out to my show. But I don't fucking go around trying to get people in trouble. I don't jump on hashtags like things I don't tolerate. All of those fucking douchebags. I don't do any of that.
You don't find it hard, though, when somebody really comes at you with some flippant comment?
No.
I mean, I know you don't respond, but you don't have to kind of fight that and go...
No, I laugh. I think they're funny because I always just know where it's coming from.
Where do you think it's coming from?
A studio apartment. A fucking bad relationship. There's nothing. They don't even fucking know who I am.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The problem is that these fucking corporations can't let one nickel roll out the door. So if anybody gets anybody to raise their fucking eyebrows up, these fucking corporate cunts act like the sky's falling. And that's what's giving it power. If they just fucking blew it off, and then all these nerds, they go after, if you do that, I'm not going to buy any products on the show. I'm going to get rid of Netflix. No, you're not.
Right.
Netflix is TV at this point.
Right.
What are you going to do? Start reading?
Right.
We all know that ain't happening.
That ain't happening. Libraries are fucking closing down like post offices.
Right. Well,
there's only do you know there's less than 80 post offices left in the country right now? Or in the state of California, I'm sorry. There's 80.
Is that low?
In the entire state of California?
The entire state.
There's 80.
80.
Are you sure about that?
No.
That seems like a lot.
Joe, how dumb are you?
So little. What are you talking about?
Joe, there's probably fucking 80 between you
and
L.A.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That would be too little. There's 6 million people here, dude.
Just to get back to what we're talking about, I don't think that social media is evil, but I think that people are evil. And so the wrong people get a hold of social media, they abuse it. But I don't think that social media is the problem. I think the problem is just human nature.
When I would, look, not years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was, I would make these same complaints.
Joe, just be honest. It never happened.
No, but about 3 years ago, I'd make these same type of complaints about Twitter or whatever, and people would say, no, it's actually an amazing tool. Look what happened in Egypt. They were able to rebel because the people came together on there and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but for the United States, this isn't Egypt. And I don't think people are using it the right way here. And I think it's not about the right people. It's about the average person. And the average person wants to sit in front of... I was watching CNN the other day. They had Kellyanne Conway on Cuomo, debating for half an hour. It was a full 30-minute uncut conversation. And he's going to her, he's going, just admit that the president lied. He's screaming that at her. And she's going, he didn't lie. And I'm like, what fucking idiot watches this and actually thinks she's going to go, he lied, you got me.
Right.
She can't do that. It's her goddamn job.
Okay.
And who thinks that? And on the other side of it, what fucking idiot thinks this guy's going to go, Kelly, I kind of see where you're coming from now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's all such a fucking dog and pony show. And the people that love Twitter and going crazy on it and all that shit and whatever it is, those are the same people that watch that shit and really think look at the argument.
Isn't
it's like, this is a fucking TV show,
Isn't it Pony and Dog Show?
No, Dog and Pony.
Bill, are you going to take this seriously?
It's a Pony and Dog Show.
Dog and Pony Show.
Dog and Pony.
I don't think you're right. I've always said this Pony and Dog Show.
Dog and Pony Show.
Dog and Pony.
No,
Dude, if you had an
animal
show, what's the headliner? The dog or the pony?
The pony, Bill.
The pony is. That's
dog
right.
and
Pony and dog. They don't go Joe DeRosa and Frank Sinatra. They say Frank Sinatra with Joe DeRosa. It's
I'll tell you,
Pony
Bill,
and Dog Show.
I'll tell you, I can't tell how many times I've walked out of one of your shows after opening for you, and people from the audience will say, as far as I'm concerned, this was Joe DeRosa and Bill Burr tonight.
You know, Joe, I came on here to have a good time. not to be attacked.
Not to be hurt.
By some emotional comedian.
I go to Twitter because there's a lot of stuff on Twitter that makes me laugh, and a lot of there's a woman
what makes
that
you laugh, Nia?
Well, there's a woman that I follow on Twitter. She's great. Her name is Naima, and she does these things called music sermons, and she does these threads every Sunday about a different topic of music, and she goes all into like the history of stuff, and she's got clips and stuff. It's like a channel. So I love Twitter for stuff like that, and I do like the funny memes and like silly videos and stuff like that. Sure. So, but otherwise, I try not to get too. There's certain stuff that I might feel strongly about.
How hard is it for you, Nia, to not get sucked in?
How hard is
Twitter?
It
for you?
How hard
as
is
a
it
person
for you
on Twitter
not to interrupt me when I'm having a train of thought? Is this how this podcast is going to go?
Absolutely.
Because if it is, let me tell you, I'm out of here.
Why don't you do the Irish goodbye? You should just get up and just fucking walk right out of the thing.
What is your question?
Huh?
What is your question?
I just, when it just starts getting too seriously, I'm just going to be the cunt on the show.
No, don't do that.
Huh? Joe, I will do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Wait, whose podcast is this? Isn't this a 3-person podcast, or is this like some sort of dictatorship?
See what happens. One episode back, and all of a sudden, she's fucking talking socialism.
We used to discuss this stuff seriously. Like, we would have real discussions about it. And
Joe, I just remember screaming and yelling at each other. That's what I remember the show was.
We would talk like we.
Are you going to sit here and act like we have intelligent listeners?
Oh, why are you going to turn on the audience?
That's not necessary.
Well, if you take it fucking seriously, it becomes a thing. What do you guys? Why don't you have? Do I have to delete that comment?
Yes, you do. Go back and delete that so you don't offend.
I don't give a shit about social media. I don't give a shit about social justice people. I don't give a shit about it's this stupid hysteria. Like everything that's going on right now. All of this heightened fucking horse shit. No one's mad about what I think.
And who are you?
And who are you?
Buddha on a mountain? Like you get to decide what people should be.
I'm Buddha in a leather chair.
But I don't give a shit about people who are concerned about this. It's like, who are you? Like, well, what do you care about?
Who are they?
What's important to you?
Who are they?
Well, but you're the one with the microphone and the access to all these people.
Well, they're the one on Twitter destroying people's fucking careers.
So now we're really getting into it. So what is it about it that you
getting
feel?
Into what? I was trying to say what I felt, and then you said, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, I did. But I still haven't gotten an answer that satisfies me.
I'm nobody. I'm another fucking asshole with an opinion.
That's right.
But this is your opinion. This is what I want to hear. I want to hear what you think about this.
This is what blows my fucking mind.
Please,
that we bankrupted this country. Fighting 3,500 jerk-offs on a jungle gym that don't have a fucking plane or a fucking boat. And meanwhile, because we're fighting terrorism, when we look the other way, when one corporation essentially poisoned our fucking food supply and nobody did anything about it. And now we're trying to force the rest of the world to fucking eat it so they can become sick, fat cunts like us.
Right.
And none of that fucking matters. But if you told a fucking tweet in 2011, wrote a tweet, whatever the fuck it is, sent a tweet, all of a sudden people are more concerned about just watching somebody, he had a dream, let me fucking end this while I eat another pig that was fed a pig.
Well, you know what my theory is about that? Is that people don't want to fight real fights. People, the trolls and the SJWs.
Joe, that's never been a truer statement, and you are the prime example in every bar I've ever seen you in, as you back up talking shit after 6 drinks. No, you go fuck yourself. You go.
People don't want to fight real fights, and it's like, look, we were all upset about that border shit that happened with the kids getting separated from the families. Of course, everybody was upset about it. It was a human thing to be upset about it. But you know what? For every person I saw marching around the fucking streets in L.A. bitching about it with signs that said kids don't belong in cages. It's like, hey guys, you're marching right past the street right now where there's kids that don't have fucking parents that are living on the street that need fucking help right now.
That's a terrible fucking example.
It's not a terrible example.
So what, they're supposed to put out every fire as they walk down the street?
No, but it's like if you're so mad about the way children are being mistreated, there are ones
specifically
there are ones right here
specifically those
hold on a second.
Ones.
There are ones right here that you could actually go help if you cared.
Yeah.
Instead of going, and this is a point, and this is true. I said to my friend,
I'll listen to your point, and then I'll decide if it's true. Don't go Trump on me. This is a point, and this is true. This is the greatest point ever.
No, well, it's not a point to support me.
I'm going to walk out.
I said to my friend, I go, if people are so mad, why don't I don't see anybody going down to do anything at the border. And he goes, well, they can't because it's military facilities. They're not allowed on the property. And I go, exactly. They're fighting a thing that they can't even fight. It's really easy to say this is behind that wall over there, and I can't do anything about it.
I think you're wrong.
So I'm just going to complain. Whereas I could take my ass 2 streets over and actually help a fucking kid out that needs some help.
I think you're wrong.
Why do you think I'm wrong?
Because Joe, they actually went out, got off the couch, and fucking made some noise, which you did not, or neither did I.
Right.
And it was actually a just cause. I was talking about just going after fucking people's stupid goddamn tweets, acting like this is affecting the world that we live in, and you have to destroy the guy's fucking career so you can feel better and powerful that you fucking did that.
It's the same thing.
It isn't the same thing.
It's couch.
Joe, you're telling me that your female comic joke, getting upset with that is the same thing as getting upset with those kids put in cages?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is...
Oh, then I misunderstood your point.
Yeah. No, I'm saying couch... I'm saying it's all couch activism.
Not when you get off the couch and go out in the street.
Oh, dude, let me tell you about these marches in the street. They have selfie stations. These marches are a fucking
how many you've been to?
Travesty,
How many you been to, Joe?
I don't go to any of them for that reason.
How the fuck would you know what was there?
Because my friends fucking come back and go, I had to leave the march today. I was so offended by the selfie stations.
Oh, your friends. Your invisible friends that defend all your points, Joe?
They have selfie stations at protests.
When they did the year anniversary women's march from the March on Washington 6 months ago, whatever it was, in L.A., a very good friend of mine who is a woman of color called me. And
he's just pulling out all this. The invisible friend who's a woman.
I don't want to say her name.
Color.
I don't want to say her name because I don't want to blow her shit up because she's a comic. But she fucking called me and she goes, I literally have to go back to my hotel right now and drink a bottle of wine. I am so fucking angry about what this march was today. It was people taking selfies and white women patting themselves on the back, and it made me fucking sick.
I know, Joe, but that's just one fucking march that she went to.
That's
so now
what the
all marches are bad?
That's
so every comic is a joke thief hack? Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is, dude, walking down a street...
I don't know how you get mad at people that are upset with people that... Hey, I understand we have to secure the borders, but can we stop short of separating children from families? The fact that would make somebody want to go out into the street, the fact that you could get upset about that and be like, well, why aren't you also fucking doing this while you're sitting at home not helping kids, Joe?
You're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm not saying you shouldn't be upset about that. You should. But walking down the street with a sign doesn't do a goddamn thing. That's been proven time and time again.
Actually, it did.
It didn't do anything.
I thought it did.
Nothing.
I thought it did.
It had zero.
Joe, I'm 2 feet away. Stop yelling.
It was Occupy Wall Street all over again. I'm going to sit here and play bongos because that's my movement. It's like, no, it's not going to fucking do anything, dude.
And what really started to happen in the world.
What really started to happen with Occupy Wall Street was the shop owners that were down there. They're true blue collar people in New York that were running shops that couldn't open their fucking stores because these kids were sitting in the park playing their fucking drums. And I started to say to occupiers, well, what about the guy that can't open his shop? That's not fair. They go, well, there's got to be casualties. And I'm like, but you're fucking now with the guy that you're trying to protect. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Joe, you basically, what you're going to do is act like the movement was fucking wrong. Like, anytime you're going to have some sort of movement, there's going to be jerk-offs, and then people who are against the movement, that's what they're going to put out there in the fucking media, and then that's what you're going to see. Be like, look at these guys. They don't even give a fuck about the people that fucking help them. And you never went down there and talked to anybody. So
I did.
You went to the Wall Street fucking movement.
Bill, I lived fucking 4 blocks from it. What are you talking about? I walk by it every goddamn day.
When did you live 4 blocks from that? You lived 4 blocks from Wall Street?
I lived in
lies, yeah.
I lived
You lived in my apartment, and then you lived out in Brooklyn.
No, and I lived for a while in Gramercy, which is, 15 blocks from.
Oh, now it's 15.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Oh, it unravels.
Jesus.
Oh, the blocks keep coming, Joe. How many blocks is it going to be in 5 minutes, Joe?
And what did you do? What did you do? Did you talk to any of them? Because I actually talked to them. I actually debated them on podcasts and shit like that. I actually talked to these fucking people.
When?
A fucking dozen times at least in New York.
When, is it going to go down to 6 in a minute?
No, it's not. I'm serious, though.
Are you sure that's a dozen times? I'm calling bullshit.
If I may interject, because there's supposed to be 3 of us here.
You're basically saying that all protest.
Let me finish your point.
But you're basically saying that all protest is bullshit, and everybody who protests is fucking phony and taking selfies, and none of it does anything.
I am saying that protesting doesn't do a lot to change things.
Now you're backing off.
I absolutely believe that. And I'll go back to my original point about Twitter and social media. It's not about the people that do the right thing. It's about the fact that the average person does the wrong thing, and that's the majority. So it's never going to not devolve into horse shit. It's just never going to not devolve into that.
This is my experience.
I think there's something to be said for a gathering of people, whether in a protest or online, where you share some of the same values and the same goals and the same ideals. There's a comfort in that, and there's a feeling of power in that when there's a situation that seems so helpless.
Does it feel like a sing-along?
It does. No, but it just feels like, you know what? It's not all bad. We're going to get through it. If enough of us make enough noise, talk about it, maybe someone will hear
If we all
it's a very hopeful, optimistic way of going, and I think there's something to that. Listen, how many protests happened during the civil rights movement?
But
so many.
I agree with that, but we live in a very different country.
And change happened. It took a while.
We live in a very different country than that, though. You know what I mean? Like meaning.
By the way, Joe's idea of traveling. He went to Italy. He thought the food sucked, and he went to fucking McDonald's.
No, I didn't. That's not true.
Why don't you check some of your old tweets?
Meaning a different country, not meaning there still isn't racism or anything. Meaning they couldn't turn the country into a fucking police state in 5 minutes back then like they can now. Mm-hmm. They've proven. One of the occupiers I was arguing with, I go, my issue is not with what you stand for. I agree. Wall Street sucks. This is all corrupt. This is all fucked up.
Great points, Joe.
My issue is this. The second it gets too loud, they're just going to arrest everybody. Mm-hmm. And I was like, so it's pointless to me. And she goes, that's fucking bullshit. And you got to fight because my brother got arrested for no reason. I go, that's exactly what I'm fucking talking about. You just proved my point. Mm-hmm. And then they go, no. And I go, and I said to her, I go, eventually this just feels like...
How much of a cunt is Joe that he lived 15 blocks away? I'm going to walk down there and go argue with those people.
I'm going to give him a piece of my mind.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Well, dude, when you
go down there with a rolled up newspaper?
Protesty.
When you see them, when you watch the videos and there's a lot to it, dude. There's a lot to it.
I just want to know, why did you go down there? I wouldn't give a shit if it was fucking 5 seconds from my apartment. I'd just stay inside and watch Goodfellas.
You couldn't. Here's the thing: whether you walked to it or not, you couldn't stay away from it because they would parade through the streets and everything. You were going to encounter it one way or another.
Those goddamn free people! The nerve of them.
Listen, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Joe, admit it. You were trying to play your video games. They're 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want your fucking store. Got a little too loud, and you walked out there like an old man and just started picking fights. And you went after a woman. This is your emotional, lovely guy.
What you're doing doesn't matter.
I understand his frustration, but I don't agree in that. And here's the thing, too. I think it's very easy to say.
Thing? If we could just get you to get to the thing.
I think it's very easy to say, "Oh, you're doing this, but you're not doing this." But I don't think that that's fair.
Listen,
I don't think that that's fair.
Here's what I think.
People are allowed to have many feelings and have many actions, but like, you know what I mean? They shouldn't have to be forced to choose.
Here's what fine. That's fine. I'm not going to condemn somebody for marching down the street.
But you will walk 15 blocks to have an argument with them.
I also don't think.
Did you sustain the anger, Joe, for all 15 minutes? Did you just steaming down the street?
Look, there's and you could say to me all you want, well, Joe, you didn't do anything. I'm also not patting myself on the fucking back about it. All right? That's my problem. Is people that walk around going, I'm better than you because you did nothing.
Joe, you went down there like that.
You did a bigger version of Twitter. Okay? And listen, at some point it becomes like prayer with a Christian. When you corner them with logic, they go, well, you got to have something. And it's like, okay, well, if it makes you sleep better at night, fine. But don't sit here and tell me that did anything for anybody. Because Wall Street is operating exactly the way Wall Street always did. And people go, well, but now we could have a conversation about it. It's like, yeah, we could have the conversation about it when the Michael Douglas movie came out, too. There's a million ways to spark a conversation about how fucked up Wall Street is.
Take a fucking breath.
A million ways. But it doesn't – does it change anything? Does it change anything? Is anything? It doesn't change anything. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like that's a bit fatalistic, and I think that
definitely.
I think people need hope, and they need to find that hope in any way that they can. And if it's by organizing together to say, "Hey, we're all really upset about it. Let's get together and just shout it from the rooftop."
Can we please talk about Joe in his apartment, 15 blocks away from a protest, and walking down there to argue with people?
I don't think it happened like that.
Did you get on a scooter?
I don't think it happened like that.
Yeah,
but
it's when that movement. Look, it's insane to me.
Joe, if you thought it didn't make a difference, why didn't you just walk by it?
Bill,
why don't you let them have their fun, you grumpy old man?
I never said I walked down there to argue with people.
I know he made that whole thing up.
Here's the thing, Joe. If I knew if there's like the fucking
Bill, because
jerk off parade down the street, I avoid it.
Bill, because if you lived in New York,
don't you fucking raise your voice.
If you lived in New York at that time, you just were bound to encounter somebody talking about it in a bar or something.
I lived it. So now you weren't at the protest.
No, I would go down and look and watch it, whatever. But then I would argue.
Why did you go down there?
Because I was interested. Because it was a thing that was happening. I wanted to get.
You went down there to ruin their good time. Yes, you did.
All right.
Joe DeRosa was like, there's a bunch of people that believe in things, and I don't believe in anything other than that everything is fucked, and I'm going to go down
quite
there.
Wrong.
I'm going to pick a fight.
I 100% believed in what they supposedly stood for. I disagreed with their methods that they were going about.
Joe, can I ask you a question? If you think what they were doing didn't matter, and you went down there to tell him...
Bill, I didn't go down there to tell him. I'm not... Stop saying that.
Well, I'll say whatever I want, Joe.
Yeah, of course you will.
I will?
Yeah.
I will. Joe, I still love you. Yeah. But you went down there to tell people, like you knew what they were doing in your heart of hearts. Didn't fucking matter, and it wasn't going to have an effect. But that wasn't enough for you. You had to go down there and let people know...
Whatever you say.
Do you realize how
this is turned
Joe,
into you
do you
going
understand
down
how
there
fucking funny that is?
Yelling
that is every reason why I love you and why you're funny. Because I'd be looking at these fucking jerk offs, blah blah blah.
But
blah.
I didn't do what you're saying I did, so I can't defend it. I didn't do what you're saying I did.
Joe, I'm using your own words against you.
I would go down and I would watch.
You would go down. Sounds more than once.
Let me finish the sentence.
It sounds like more than once.
I would watch and observe what was happening.
Watch and observe how, Joe? Shaking your head at them?
Bill,
trying to provoke a fight.
Especially in the comedy scene back then.
You goddamn young people with your ideologies.
All right.
Why don't y'all gather around and talk to an old man who's been around the block a couple of times? Nothing matters. All your dreams, they'll live in your head, but they'll never be a reality. Look at me. I was you.
Yeah.
I believed.
This is Bill.
Well, how about I do your technique where I just have the whole conversation by myself in my head and then tell the other person what they said and did.
Hey, guilty as charged. Now, why can't you own up to your sins?
That's how Bill argues, though. He'll so now you're saying it's this.
Yeah,
so now you're saying it's that.
I know.
It's really
I watch a lot of Me TV. I'm waiting for you to be like, all right, I did it. Okay.
All I'm saying is back when that was happening, especially at comedy shows, in the bars and stuff, with comics and stuff. Comics were a part of that thing. You couldn't avoid eventually talking about it with people. And when I would debate it with people, it wasn't because I wanted to ruin their time. It was because I'd say, yeah, but like I've seen it. And what about the fact that you guys are doing this? And what about the fact that you shut down the docks the other day and that cost the dock workers money, but the dock workers are who you're supposed to be protecting? It would be those kinds of discussions. And they would go, well, it doesn't matter because there's got to be casualties. I was like, well, that sounds a lot to me like the way Wall Street people think.
That sounds like a very fair thing that you're bringing up.
I don't think it is.
It's a point that they should
I don't think it is. It's just like if you...
Let Nia finish, please. Let her say the whole thing. Let her say the whole thing. I want to hear what she was saying.
You interrupt me all the time. All of a sudden, because she agrees with you. Now, if she said it wasn't fair, you would have fucking interrupted her. Because
it wasn't. I wanted to hear what her point was.
Joe, stop moving your arms. I understand English.
This will be my first and last episode of Uninformed, as I am just sitting here, the fucking... Who the Anderson Cooper during the
well, he's having a hell
debates.
of a career.
I want to hear what
that
you were
multi-millionaire manicured guy there.
I don't even remember what I was going to say.
You were saying it's a fair point, but
it's a fair point, but I don't know that there is a perfect way to protest. I think just human beings are just too messy and too passionate, too uninformed a lot of the times, and it doesn't always, happen the way that it necessarily should, because you're right. Like, it shouldn't be costing like the dock workers money because they want to have it. There has to be a better way, but I don't know what that is.
Why is that a stupid point?
Because, Joe, they're protesting people that have been fucking over the dock workers 365 for fucking decades. And so they go down there to protest, and what's already happening to them, these guys are trying to stop. So at some point, it'd be like if you were trying to stop the bankers and you wanted to redo the whole fucking thing and get rid of the Federal Reserve. At some point, our currency would be fucked before you rebuilt it, and everybody you just want to continue on and keep the ship going as you're headed towards a fucking iceberg.
But Bill, it didn't do anything. It didn't change the conditions for the dock workers. All it did was piss off a lot of dock workers. That's my point.
Because, Joe, the problem is these people go down and they fucking protest, and then everybody goes, this is fucking stupid. What about the dock workers? And they just pick at it. And then the same fucking people will then turn around and bitch about Wall Street after you just took down a group of people that were trying to get everybody else rallied around to maybe do something about it. So no matter what you do, there's always going to be somebody walking 15 blocks down there to fucking pick apart something that maybe could have helped you.
What about the misappropriation of funds within the movement? That definitely happened.
Joe, how do you know that?
Because I read about it, Bill.
Where? On what?
In fucking newspapers, online,
what
on news
newspaper,
websites.
Joe?
I don't remember. It was 5 fucking years ago.
I know, but Joe, stop yelling, okay? Joe, here's the thing. No matter what the fuck happens, like what's going on with fucking Trump right now, do you think this wouldn't be going on with Hillary?
No, I do think it would be going on.
Yeah,
I think it would just be dialed up a little
except more. It would just be the fucking blue people.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, Joe, no. This is what I'm trying to fucking say here is that when they start picking apart something that's good, you got to figure out who the fuck is behind that. Just because it's in a fucking newspaper, Joe, at this point, there's so few. They used to have rules on media ownership. Okay, so one person, his point of view, and everybody who worked with him didn't fucking trickle down to the masses. And the problem is right now, Joe, if you're watching CNN or you're watching Fox, you're not watching news. You're watching op-ed pieces.
I'm aware of that.
Okay, but so I bet if you watch CNN and their coverage of the fucking what was going on down Wall Street was probably 180 degrees different than Fox News.
I wasn't watching
But if you sit
Fox.
there, dude, it's the same thing with newspapers. If you read the Daily News or the New York Times or the Post, so you can't just be like, I read it in the paper. It's just like, well, is it a conservative paper? Bill, is it a liberal paper? And then you have to adjust both of those up or down.
I understand that, Bill, and I did that at the time, as I always do. I just can't fucking remember what the sources were. I didn't just go online and look at tweets. I read about it. And listen, when I brought these points up to actual occupiers, Ted Alexandro was one. We screamed at each other on Bobby's podcast about this shit. When I brought this up to actual occupiers...
You yelled at Ted Alexandro. Now, there's a guy with a great heart.
He yelled at me.
Who's in this? Oh, now you're the victim.
We yelled at each other.
Okay, well, that was what you first said.
No. Bill, here's the point.
Doing it again.
Bill, no, but that's what he just did. He said, we yelled at each other. I'm like, you yelled at me. He said, he yelled at me.
Well, I go, we yelled at each other, and then you go, you yelled at Ted, and I go, he yelled at me. Like, we yelled at each other. That's what I meant. My point is...
Joe, how many blocks did you walk to yell at fucking Ted Alexandro?
Walked around the corner to Bobby's. My point is, we got in a real heated argument, and when I brought up all the points that you're questioning right now, he did not deny any of them. Neither did any other occupier I spoke to.
Joe, here's the thing, Joe. Everything is flawed because human beings are inherently flawed, but that doesn't mean what the fuck you're trying to do is overall flawed. And if you look at Wall Street, what they're trying to do is fuck everybody else. I'm getting my fucking money.
Okay, so then what difference did it make?
So there's going to be people... Well, Joe, what I'm trying to say, Joe, is the problem is not the fucking protesters. The protesters actually got off their ass and went down there to do something. Now, I got to commend you,
Joe. Kids that could afford to not work every day went down there. Let's be fair.
It's just like unbelievable.
Let's be fair.
How do you know, Joe? Joe, like you interviewed everybody down there.
Can you afford to sit in a park day after day, week after week without working? Can you afford to do that?
Joe, did you track everybody that was down there? Did people leave? Were there shifts? Was everybody like that, Joe? You're just making shit up right now.
You're saying that you have to be privileged in order to protest?
I didn't say you have to be privileged in order to protest.
Joe, you saying you don't like people of color?
To live in a park. There were a lot of occupiers that were like, I will not leave this park. I will live here. And it's like, your parents are clearly floating you. Like, you can't...
How do you know? Homeless people live in the park.
I don't think they were homeless. He's not talking about homeless.
I'm just saying, like, to just it was I thought it was a good fucking thing that somebody at least made a little bit of noise about these crooked fucking cunts, and the fact that Joe walked 15 blocks down there to yell at children.
We're just trying to make the world a better place.
What do you want you to stick them in cages and send them down to the border and don't let them call their fucking parents around?
Hey, just to let you know, there's also kids suffering over there, you assholes. You're not doing anything.
I'm fucking Joe. Joe, if you were in the mob, they'd call you Joey the cunt.
Well, I got news for you. Your argument that you're making right now about...
I'm already believing it because your legs are crossed. You look very sophisticated.
My take on things goes very against what the 5% Nation of Islam talked about in the 60s with black rights. It goes against what the Black Panthers were trying to do for black rights in this country. The groups like that, their entire fucking purpose was saying this country gives more of a fuck about people starving in another place than they do about what they're doing to black citizens in their own country. And it's the same fucking thing. People want to give more of a fuck about over there because they can't do anything about
Wall Street
over
was
there.
here, dude. Wall Street is here. What are you talking about? Wall Street was here.
I'm talking about the kids in cages.
He's going back to the kids in the cages. Yeah, the border stuff.
They give more of a fuck about what was over there because they can't affect over there.
Here.
Just like you can't affect Wall Street.
Joe, that was here. That was what we were doing and what we were doing
it's kids
here.
from over there that are being put into facilities that you can't.
No, Joe, they were putting facilities here. We didn't put them in facilities in Mexico.
But you can't get near those facilities. Is my point. You can't.
No. You just made a point that they're saying they give a shit more about people in other fucking countries than they do here. That was what we were doing right fucking here.
That reminds.
I know, Bill.
I know, but that that reminds me of.
Joe, how are we so much friends,
what?
and that we can't even understand each other?
We went to a kid's birthday party a while ago, and I was talking to a woman, and she's involved in this organization, and she goes, it's all about providing like clean water in some country. I don't even remember. Costa Rica, not even Costa Rica, some other country. And she was like, it's a really important organization, blah, blah, blah. And I said, are they doing anything about the water crisis in Flint? And she was like, well, no, that's like a different thing. And I felt myself having a moment of like judgment towards her. But the thing is, isn't it okay that they're involved in an organization that's bringing clean water? Like, is that so terrible? It's offensive in a way. That is like their main concern versus like what you're saying, what's happening in this country. I remember when I wanted to go volunteer and like run off to some other country or whatever, my mom would always say to me, there's people here that need help.
Yes.
She made that same, there's kids here that need help.
Yes.
There's kids here that need tutoring. Why don't you tutor here? Why do you need to go to another country? And it's a very good point, but can there not be both? But I think in a way you're right, because there's a lot of highfalutin, well-to-do people who have a lot of fundraisers and let's raise.
I think that's more what I'm mad about
for like clean water in Africa and da 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 da. It's so like this thing that they can sort of put themselves up on a pedestal.
Joe, can we find out what you're really mad about?
But
to actually go and to like help kids here, I mean, these are people that they wouldn't want to go to the same school as their children. There's definitely hypocrisy, and I understand where you're coming from.
And I think that's more what I'm mad about.
That's infuriating.
And it's funny because
that's not a reason not to do it.
It's not a reason. It's
just
not
because human beings are flawed. If you didn't do anything, if you couldn't do things,
there's also nothing wrong with calling out the hypocrisy in it. There's nothing wrong in it.
But if you're just going to call it out and not do anything about it, then walk 15 blocks near. The man walked 15 blocks.
In an ideal world, I would have said, "Oh, really? That's nice. I'm involved." In an organization that's helping to deal with like the Flint water crisis, and I would have countered with that instead of being like, "Oh, well, are you helping out the people in Flint? Well, what am I doing?"
And you're doing exactly what we were hoping you would do. You're bringing some balance to this right now. But
Joe, you know what I feel that you do? Do you know like whenever you'll post you could post a picture on Instagram of a great fucking moment in your career or whatever, and people will look in the corners of it and be like, yeah, but what's up with your jacket in the background? Laughing my ass. So they'll find something, right? In that fucking moment of your little triumph in the world, Joe. And I feel like For you, the hypocrisy of you is that you left Twitter, yet you walked 15 blocks down the street to yell at fucking protesters like you're this fucking like saintly guy who has it all figured out.
I'm not a saintly guy. Here's what I'd say to that.
See, Nia, he's not a saintly guy.
Yes,
Nia, that's all I wanted to prove in this hour. I am done. I won't stop interrupting.
Nia made a great point.
You guys are just ganging up on me.
No. She made a great point.
Literally have been talking 90% of this podcast.
You made a great point.
Hey,
and I will say this,
mixer.
and this is interesting. When I would hear about Occupy in other cities besides New York or L.A., I thought it was great. And for some reason, it pissed me off in New York and L.A. And I think probably at the core of it, what I was more mad at was privileged people patting themselves on the back and going, look how much we're doing. And it's like, guys, shut the fuck up, please.
You don't know anything about those people.
Bill, I do. I'm tired of people acting like...
What do you know about them?
I'm tired of people that put on a pussy hat acting like that's the same thing as getting on a pontoon boat and going, Rambo, we need you to take us into Thailand under nightfall so we can free the children. It's not the same goddamn thing. It's just not the same fucking thing.
But
I'm sorry. You're all over the map. You're acting like you know who these people are.
Bill, they work in Hollywood. We know who they are. I could name names, but I don't want to blow up people's spots.
No, but this goes back to you.
Generalizations about people, as if you don't participate in that yourself.
Are you gonna
I like to think I do it comedically. I don't walk to an actual protest and start yelling at people.
I didn't do that.
Like, so if you're gonna, times are you going to say that he walked 15 blocks?
That just blows my fucking mind.
I didn't do it, Bill. You're just insisting.
You fucking said you did.
Bill,
he said he had conversations with people who were involved in it. He didn't march down there to like tell them about themselves.
I said to him, "Did you talk?" I went down. I talked to him. That's what the fuck
Bill,
he said. And he goes, it was in my fucking neighborhood. I go, you never lived there. I lived in Gramercy. It was 7 blocks. It was 12 blocks. 15 blocks. And then I started laughing.
Bill,
and then he said he went down there.
And
What am I out of my fucking mind?
And I've said 3 times since then. 3 times. And of course, you don't hear it because you don't want to hear it. I've said 3 times since then. I went down there and observed things and hung out and looked around. And then later, you would get in conversations with occupiers in bars or on podcasts.
You told me you walked down there and talked to a lady down there.
Jesus Christ. Bill,
am I nuts?
Bill, you
said that you talked to Ted Alexander. You couldn't get away from it. Other comics
on a podcast.
But you also talked about
in a bar to a lady.
You went down there
in a bar to a female occupier. That's what I said.
Yeah,
you've been making a joke about me marching down there, and now you're acting like you.
I know.
I don't even understand.
Joe, you said it was in your fucking neighborhood.
I know.
Did.
But that doesn't mean that he went down there and like confronted the people on the street. He never said that.
Bill,
he did
you're able to actually go collect research without starting an argument with somebody. You're allowed to observe and.
You're the guy who went around New York yelling at people.
Okay, all right. Believe what you want. You're just not gonna. You're not gonna let that go. So you don't think that there's a possibility.
Okay, so you yelled at people in a comedy club. You yelled at people on a podcast. Where else did you yell at people?
Bill, do you ever think maybe I collected information and formed an opinion afterwards?
Joe, you know what I think you did?
This is what it is.
No, you know what I think you did? I think you made that Joe DeRosa face, and you went down there with that fucking look on your face, and observed it through this. This doesn't matter shit, and then you walked around and just picked fights with people. I've seen you do it.
Bill, have you seen me do it in the last 3 fucking years? Or are you basing this on something that happened when I was 25?
Oh, Uninformed is back!
I didn't pick fights.
I need to interject here.
Go ahead.
No.
Joe, picking fights is what you and I do.
Can I talk?
Let Nia finish.
No.
Can I talk?
Yes. I got you on the ropes and I'm knocking you out. Joe, picking fights.
God.
Picking fights is what you and I do.
Is this what Uninformed is going to be?
No, I don't want it to be.
I'm literally just going to be in the middle of the two of you guys yelling at each other because, like, I honestly.
She was going to talk. She wanted to tell you.
I was going to talk.
You was
talking
first.
Oh my god! Like you guys haven't been talking.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my
you
God.
are crazy right now. You are crazy right now.
I'm not saying that I haven't been talking, but you guys are acting like you've been sitting there just listening to me.
Bill, here's the thing. If you start talking, nobody's cutting you off. When she starts talking, then you go, no. Let her finish.
I don't
first.
go, no.
Yes, you do.
I go, Unfucking believable.
He said he paid for the mixer earlier.
Dude, because at some point there's got to be comedy on this fucking podcast.
Why?
As opposed to pontificating for a fucking hour.
Why does there have to be comedy on it, Bill?
Because we're comedians, Joe. It's no reading, no research, just strong opinion. That insinuates it's going to be funny rather than you sitting there with your fucking legs crossed
talking about I did research and then I took that
Leave
research.
Joe in his Huckleberry Finn shorts alone.
This is what the old show was. I got news for you.
Hey, Joe, were you skipping stones before you got over here?
This is what the show was, man.
All right,
it was
go ahead,
us
guys.
arguing.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
I don't even know what I was going to say.
I hate when you tap out
like that.
lost.
I know I got lost in the
We were
the back and forth.
talking about...
We started talking about social media. Are we moving on to another topic, or is that the only topic for today? Because I really feel like we've exhausted this one.
That's all I had.
I got to tell you something. I think it was a lot of fun for people to listen to. It was enjoyable. I think people like that I exaggerated your 15-block walk, and I think there was a kernel of truth to that. Maybe you didn't literally go down and yell at somebody at a protest, but you went down there, Joe. Your mind was made up.
It's not true, Bill.
Come on, Joe. You've known me so long. Just open up a little bit, Joe.
Come on,
open up a
Joe.
little bit.
Bill,
Your mind wasn't. You didn't have any opinion. You walked down there like a blank slate.
Bill, I am opening up to you. I am telling you that as I learned more about it and read about what was going on, witnessed what was going on, I said, this is a little fucked up to me. I'm sorry. Now, you are right. I am a contrary guy. So if a bunch of people say, do this way, I'm gonna organically I'm going to organically go, well, no, what about the other way? That's how comics think. But I didn't go down there looking to fucking hate it.
Don't you dare throw stand-up comedy under the bus.
I'm not.
Because it's the way that you fucking think.
But we all do that. You do that too.
Yes,
I didn't say I didn't.
I'm just saying, of course I've got
I didn't
that.
say that I didn't, Joe.
I'm saying, of course I got that aspect of my
Joe,
personality.
you're the guy who was listening to Texas Flood, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Everybody's going, oh my God, this guy's unbelievable. And he says, yeah, I think this is overproduced blues. I almost did a fucking spit take. That was a demo. And the drummer, Chris Layton, told me that he was like upset that it got put out as an album. He goes, I didn't even get to lay my drum tracks down. It was because everyone was enjoying the fucking music. It was one of the.
I think it stinks. I still have that opinion.
I'm not saying if you think it stinks, but you said it was overproduced.
It sounded overproduced to me.
Joe, it was a demo tape.
I don't care. It sounds like generic blues to me. I don't know what to tell you.
That's a different.
Or then sterile. Maybe that's
yeah,
the word.
you said overproduced though.
Okay, then I used the wrong word. I'm sorry. Sterile. Oh, look at that. We settled that one finally.
No, but you make this. Okay.
How long have we been at it?
Did I say this? I really meant to say that. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can't fucking look at me like a pound puppy dog here because me and Joe are going to yell at each other. I mean, this is what's going to happen. You got on the bus. It's the short bus, and we're sitting in the back.
I might have to get off this bus. I'll dip in and out. How about that?
Well, how long have we done?
Huh?
Because I'm tired.
51 minutes. Dude, this was good.
51? I know, I'm tired.
I don't know why you guys are all being like fucking babies about this.
I'm not. Who's being a baby?
Why are you calling?
Because you're saying you're going to leave, and you're going, you took my words out of context.
No, I didn't.
Like I'm standing in front of the
sender.
But
you're the one going, well, it's got to be funny. It's got to be funny.
That's crying?
Oh, well,
it's whining.
So Bill, you're allowed to define everything, and we can't.
I'm just trying to throw some jokes in the middle of the pontification.
Hilarious. Calling your wife and your friend babies. It's a classic bit, Bill. I'm glad you threw it into this.
This podcast is an excuse for Bill to yell at you. That's what I'm convinced of. In this 51 minutes that I've been here, I just realized this podcast is an excuse for Bill to yell at you.
Everybody listening, this is why this podcast is going to be great. Because there's 3 people here, okay? Joe and I never get along, and I'm married to one of the people who's never going to take my fucking side. So if
That's not true.
Oh, Nia, come on.
That's not true.
Oh, come on, Nia.
I've seen Nia stick up for you plenty.
Thank you, Joe.
Look at you guys are ganging up on me again.
No, we're not.
Literally about sticking up.
Oh my God!
About sticking up.
You're
about
ridiculous.
Sticking up.
You are
Joe,
ridiculous.
We were in the car the other night.
Joe, I'm going to take your man card out of your fucking pocket.
Man card? What does this have to do
when
with
we
being
were
a
going
man?
to our birthday dinner together, you asked me a question about should we cut this one bit out of episode 1, and I go, oh, shut the fuck up. Stop being a fucking... I reacted very harshly, and I apologize, by the way. And Nia was like, Joe, that's not what Bill's saying. What Bill is saying is he thinks maybe it didn't... And she totally got
Joe,
you fucking back.
Something? You know something, Joe? I've gotten Nia flowers. but who am I as a person?
When's the last time you bought me flowers?
Am I that guy? Am I the guy who gets the flowers? Or am I the guy who's 99% of the time flipping out about absolutely nothing, bringing tension into the house? But Nia, I got you flowers. I mean, come on.
You don't buy me flowers.
I want you to buy me.
That just made me sad. That just literally made me sad.
All right, let's wrap it up on a high note. This is great. We're all laughing.
No, Joe, this is all a high note because you guys are fucking trashing me, and I know that 90% of what you're saying is probably true, and I don't even remember it. But people sitting there listening,
that's the point.
Yeah,
that's why you can't allow yourself to get so upset with him because he's just like wow, 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 and he doesn't even like know what he's saying half the time. He's just trying to be funny.
That from here on out is a device on the podcast. When Bill starts doing that, we got to go wow, wow, wow.
Once again, ganging up on me, and you're going to say you're not. Let me tell you something. I can fucking handle both of you. Every fucking podcast, you want to come at me, I don't give a shit.
All right,
fuck the both of you.
Let's dance.
All right, no, we got to do an hour here, people. There's 54. We got another 5.5 minutes. Let's do another topic.
All right, well then let's do like a light thing.
A light thing. Okay.
All right, Joe. I don't want to dominate here, so by all means, throw out a topic.
You're not able to help yourself.
You could have texted a topic when I said, how about we do this?
I did text a topic.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I said men, women shit. You didn't even fucking read it.
Men and women shit. That was your topic.
That's a topic.
And then I go,
no. That's not what I wrote. I mean, because I thought you fucking read it. I got to literally say, I was going to say that we could see if we were more informed about women versus Nia more informed about men.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
I didn't understand that. That's what you meant.
And then you said, I think that men and women both enjoy that. And then I jokingly said, well, what do you think transgendered people would feel there, Joe? And you said, I don't know, Bill. Why don't you ask yourself? Then Nia laughed, and then I said, offensive fucking around.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Right.
Okay, now that I remembered correctly?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I literally thought I was going crazy here.
When you said men and women shit, though, I thought you were saying an issue that divides men and women, and that's why I was like, I think social media is probably a good issue for that.
No, you threw out social media first.
No, I know. When you responded with, what about men and women shit, I was saying like, no, I actually think this is a good...
You thought it pertained to the social media.
Exactly.
Yeah. Since when did you get so like detail-oriented with conversation where like every single like word has to be like picked apart? No, you said this first. No, like...
Yeah, since the day you fucking met me. This whole shit where you act surprised that I am the exact same person that you met the first fucking night. You don't remember when Monster came out?
Yeah.
And you fucking were like, oh, my God, it was unbelievable. And then I fucking went to go see it and I trashed it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That guy.
I really wasn't hiding who I was.
He's still around, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Why did you... Charlize Theron?
I'm not trashing her. She did a great job.
No, I mean, but that movie...
And God knows anytime a beautiful actress doesn't wear makeup, I mean, it's one of the most bravest things on the planet. Oh, my God. She looks like an 8.
That whole thing is so stupid. Excuse me.
No, what I thought was funny about it was that because it was a female serial killer, it just seemed like they were blaming men. So there was like this bit I used to have where it was just like, I was just sitting there going like, oh, you got touched funny as a kid. Hey, who didn't? Go write some jokes.
Right.
Go become a fucking motivational speaker. You don't go out and start fucking killing people.
Right.
When they made the Jeffrey Dahmer movie, they didn't make excuses like, oh, when I was a kid, somebody shoved a tuna fish sandwich up my ass, so I confused food with sex, so now I started eating people. You know, they did.
Did you see that movie Dahmer?
They were just saying he was a piece of shit. So
the original one with...
No, I'm sorry, not Dahmer.
My Friend Dahmer?
Yes, and
No,
that was on cable the other day, and I only saw like 20 minutes of it, but I was like, what the fuck
I heard it's very good. It's based on a comic book about,
is it?
about that relationship, but I've never seen it.
No, it was really interesting because it definitely was sort of a like, you know, this was this young kid. I don't know if they really got to the root of why he was doing what they were doing.
Well,
but they were definitely dropping sort of hints about like, oh, he was a weirdo and he had friends, but maybe his friends were using him and he was gay and all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
So I feel like anytime they do movies about serial killers, they will try to find some sort of sympathy for them because the whole idea is to show them
blaming a gender.
That's not what that movie did, though. They were just
Monsters Ball. I remember a comic.
Monster.
No, Monster. No, they were just sort of giving you a picture of how terrible and desperate and awful her life was, and how she was already kind of like, yeah, she was fucked up because she was abused, and then she was getting into these situations, putting herself in these situations,
and then killing people.
Yeah, and it was further like triggering her, and then she turned into this monster.
Do you see that? I literally, a comic who I'm not going to name, and I will tell you his name after the fucking pause that came in. He goes, you got to go see that movie. It's going to make you rethink yourself as a man and blah, blah. This is what he got out of watching a female serial killer. When I watch like Jeffrey Dahmer, I don't remember women walking out being like, wow, I think I got to be a better woman, so there's no more Jeffrey Dahmers in the world.
I know what you're saying. When I saw the movie, I didn't get that out of the movie. The commentaries and reviews on the movie started injecting all that into it, and that's what I thought was horseshit. When I'd read a review and they'd be like, this is a feminist statement, I was like, no, it's not. It's about a fucking serial killer.
Yeah, I never got that sense at all that I was like somehow empowered and
they made her a sympathetic character.
But my point is, because we started talking about my friend Dahmer, is that they usually, when they have movies like this, they're trying to, because I think it's human nature to try to understand, why do people kill? Why do people kill many times? Everyone's always trying to get to the root of it.
Son of Sam did that?
Yeah, so you're going to end
Charles Manson movies did that? I'd never seen that until I saw that movie.
No, they did it in the original Dahmer movie with the guy from Avengers.
I didn't see that one.
What's the guy with the bow and arrow guy from the Avengers?
Oh, I don't know.
That was in Zero Dark
I think there's a
whatever.
difference between trying to see how this guy became this thing and like blaming a gender.
That's not what Monster did.
I don't think the movie Monster did that. I think the interpretation.
Well, I felt that, and a lot of other people felt that. I don't understand why, because I felt that all of a sudden, like you guys are just all. I didn't feel that. So then,
I'm not saying
my
you're
point
wrong.
isn't valid.
But I'm saying, did you feel that?
You guys ganging up on me again?
Did you feel that after you watched it, or did you start reading stuff that was depicting it that way? Because that's what happened to me.
No, Joe, I don't read. I just went to the movie and I saw it. I was like, am I supposed to feel bad for this fucking person? But I feel bad what happened to you in your fucking childhood. But once you just start killing people, go fuck yourself. That's not the solution.
They do it in. Here's the thing, though, too, with a villain in a movie. It's always more interesting to have a sympathetic villain than just a bad guy. So it's like when Oliver Stone is...
what happens on page 10?
As much as Oliver Stone hated George W. Bush, if you watch W, he makes George W. Bush like a sympathetic character.
You know what? And I watched that movie, and that's exactly how I felt too. I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then it made me rethink him a little bit. And that goes back to my original point.
You guys understand that both of those were movies and not documentaries?
Monster
As
was a
I
movie.
was saying,
that's what I'm saying.
In these movies, you are trying to figure out what. Stop talking. You're trying to figure out what motivates people to do what they do. So you're trying to paint the whole story because it's complex. There's a lot of factors that go into. No one's excusing what these people do if they're serial killers, but you're trying to figure out, how did we get here? Let's trace it back, and so you end up encountering the people in their life, their trauma, their childhood, and all that stuff.
That would be a documentary.
No, that's what this movie does.
It's a biopic. It's a biography.
Exactly.
I know, but all of that,
but
it's like
have to be a documentary.
All of those conversations are not recorded. They write all of that stuff. Anything is based on a true story.
Yeah.
Okay, and then at the end of the day, let's it's a fucking business. You've made this money. Okay, and then there's industry notes. Well, if she's this way, what if she have it more this way? Because they're trying to make sure that they're gonna get their fucking money back.
So,
well, I mean, that's a different.
I know, but then to sit there and
ineffective in what it does.
Listen, you know what's fucking funny is like half of the shit she said, she ended up saying she was lying. She was just trying to get off fucking death row, and they took it as fucking literal.
Yeah, because she is insane.
Yeah, I know, but when they made the movie, they acted like she was this fucking victim.
I don't agree with that. At the end of the movie...
Joe, you don't agree with anything that I say, so it doesn't fucking surprise me.
All right. Well, Bill, we're just talking about a movie here. It's like the only person I hated at the end of the movie was...
What we were really talking about, Joe, was she was talking about whether I was an asshole or not, and this was my example.
Right.
That was my fucking example, that I was an asshole. And then now we're in this debate about the fucking movie. She was just saying, I was just talking about... if I buy her flowers one time. Now, maybe I misremembered this fucking thing again. But if I buy flowers one time, does that mean I'm not a fucking lunatic?
I don't think you're a lunatic either.
Who did you
Christina
not like
Ricci
in the
was
movie?
The one I hated.
Me too.
Because she was as guilty as... But I didn't like Charlize Theron. I just was like, this Christina Ricci character sucks because she was as guilty.
Like sort of dropping the dime or wearing the wire on her.
Yeah,
and
she
rolled
over. And I'm like,
totally rolled over. Just trying to
like
preserve her own self.
But it didn't make me like Charlize Theron anymore. It just made me be like, oh, well, at least she didn't rat, I guess.
I'm not talking about Charlize Theron. I'm talking about the character she portrayed.
I know.
I don't have a problem with Charlize Theron. I don't have a problem with that other actress she just fucking mentioned.
We know that.
I also
that doesn't even need to be said.
And look at the movie as if I'm watching documentary footage. What I was watching was the fucking tone of it. That's all I'm saying. Can we just agree to disagree?
Okay.
All right.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right. Let's wrap it up. We've got to be at an hour now.
Yeah, we're at an hour.
All right. Good stuff.
Good times.
Can I plug my other podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe, get out.
Why do I got to get out?
Absolutely.
No.
We'll see you in hell on the Starburns Audio Network. We, Pat Walsh and I discuss horror, sci-fi, and fantasy films. Come check it out, folks.
No, say it again. What is the name of it?
We'll see you in hell.
Okay.
It's a sci-fi, horror, and fantasy movie review podcast.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's fun, and we do it on the Starburns Audio Network. So it's there, and we've been doing it for a while. Come check it out.
Do you have any dates coming up there, Joe?
Well, when do you think this will come out?
I don't know.
I don't think this is going to come out.
That's right. I'm working on the fucking Patreon page to make sure there's enough shit up there so people don't feel like I'm ripping them off. I got to make sure I got quality up there, Joe.
Let's put it this way. If for some reason this comes out in September, I'm recording my new album at the last Sunday of September at the Red Clay Festival in Atlanta. 7 and 9:30 shows at the Earl, and I'm doing it exclusively for Sirius XM radio. So come out and.
So what does that mean? It's going to be on. They're going to play it on Sirius. Are you serious?
I'm paying for the production. I'm releasing it myself through my own label, and I'm releasing it exclusively to Sirius XM for at least, for an extended period of time. Let's put it that way. And then later it'll come out to the public. But right now it's just going to go to Sirius XM. To play
all right.
there.
I got satellite radio. I'll be looking for it. Nia, do you still love me? Yeah.
Of course I do.
I think this show's going to be bad for my relationship. I think it's going to be great for fucking listeners. I really think this was a bad fucking idea. But I can't tell you how many times in life I've had that feeling, yet I carried on. So we'll see you again in another couple of weeks. I have a bad feeling that I'm going to fucking finally realize how insane I am if I continue to do this. I'm going to have to get somebody in here. I would say about 6 episodes in. Bill, this is what everybody has always thought about you. All right, I'm sure you guys are right. Okay, that's the Uninformed podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for visiting the Patreon page. By all means, give us your feedback and let us know what else you want on the fucking page, and whatever you want to say, we can take it because that's the internet, right? All right, go fuck yourselves. We'll see you next time.